Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the Spotless Stadium, and to kick off our lunchtime entertainment, we are going extreme vaulting, a sport that I don't know very much about. So when you don't know something about it, you bring in experts, and to take us through it all this morning, it's great to welcome, or this afternoon I should say, Eliza Walk-Chapman and Angela Schindler. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us today. And we want to thank the Royal Agricultural Society for inviting us to perform at the Royal Easter Show. We've had a great experience in the first few days, and they've been absolutely wonderful in supporting us. My name is Angela. I want to ask Eliza, sitting next to me, can you tell us what vaulting is?
Vaulting essentially is a combination of gymnastics and dance on a moving horse.
So it sounds like it could be another discipline. So on this moving horse, is there something involved with the circle? I can see that there is someone standing holding a rope, holding a horse.
Yeah, so that is the lunger. They're in control of the horse. They give the horse the cues, which allows the vaulters to do what they do and perform.
Okay, and do you know who the horse is that is vaulting and lunging, and the name of the lunger today as well?
The horse that is out there today is Bailey. He's a 12-year-old thoroughbred off the track, and Karen is lunging.
Ah, and it looks like we've got a number of vaulters dressed quite prettily. Why are they dressed so pretty?
As vaulting is a performance and we perform to music, much like dance, we dress for the occasion.
We dress for the occasion. It looks like a full body unitard and maybe some leotards and some skirts. And let's see, the horse wears some special gear as well.
Yeah, so unlike in riding, we don't wear a saddle. We have a special surcingle, which has handles and foot loops. Then they also have a large back pad, which is made of special material which protects the horse.
Yeah, I believe that there's carbon also into that back
yes,
pad. So absorb some of the shock, I believe. So tell me, do you need to have the ability to ride to be a vaulter?
No previous horse experience is necessary to be a vaulter. Complete beginners can do vaulting, but at the same time it is very beneficial for riders to do vaulting.
Good. Now, do you have to be a certain age to become a vaulter?
No, not at all. Any age, people of all ages can start vaulting.
Okay. So I see some fancy moves. They had to get up on the horse in a special way. They have to do... Now I see someone's got a leg out there. Is there a name for that move? Tell us a bit more about the moves.
What they're doing at the moment, they're vaulting at trot. So they're doing some warm-up moves. Fleur is on the horse at the moment. So she's just moving around, warming up the horse's back, doing some freestyle moves. There's compulsory moves and freestyle moves. So compulsory moves are a set of moves that each person has to do at a certain level. And freestyle has a little bit more freedom. You get a minute to perform skills which complement your skill set.
Ah, well done. Do you have to be a certain age? Did we already ask that? We already asked that. So, you know, I'm an old lady. You know, some people think I'm an old lady, but I get to vault too. It's quite an electrifying experience riding a horse and riding, you know, standing up, hanging on, you know, moving your legs this way, sitting backwards, all of those exciting things.
Absolutely. And the beauty of vaulting is that the horse is being controlled by someone who is skilled and knows what they're doing. And the horse is also trained specifically for vaulting. So it takes the lack of control that can sometimes be there with beginners out of the equation.
Ah, so I believe there's some harmony involved between the vaulter and the horse.
Yes, there certainly is harmony involved. You have to be in sync with the horse at whatever pace. It's performed at walk, trot and canter in training, but only walk and canter at competitions. And to be able to perform the moves correctly, there must be a level of harmony with the horse, which is a big focus in what we do.
Okay. So I'm seeing one person get on the horse. Is there the ability to have more than one person on the horse?
Yes, there is. So we compete individually in pas de deux and in squads. So individually, as it's stated, is one person. Pas de deux are 2 people on the horse at a time, and it's a freestyle routine for 2 minutes. And squads comprise of up to 6 people with up to 3 people on the horse at a time.
Oh, excellent. I think I've learned quite a lot today.
So Fleur's currently performing compulsories, and there are different levels of compulsories in different competitions. We now have Brona mounting.
So it's a different kind of mount from just getting on the saddle. So you see there's like a head down position, a leg up position. There's some very graceful movement going on.
Yeah, there's certainly a technique, and it has to be, again, in harmony with the horse as the canter allows us to mount.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us today and watching the vaulting exhibition. If you'd like to know more, stop by the Jenko Pavilion and talk to the Vault Air show team. Otherwise, stop by tonight and watch the evening spectacular show.
Hey, thank you so much, Liza and Angela, for coming in. And Liza, you're going to be performing tonight, is that correct?
Yes, I will be.
Well, good luck in your performance. It's a one not to be missed. It's when the circus comes to town. It's the greatest Easter show. We'll be back here in the Spotless Stadium. But, hey, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, please put your hands together for our vaulters, our extreme vaulting. And as we said, they'll be making their way back here a little bit later this evening, and all the young ladies out there looking sensational today. And once again, thank you to Angela and Eliza up here in the broadcast box. Well, we said to you that we would mix it up a little bit here, and I don't know about you girls and boys, but when the Sydney Royal Easter Show is on, the paper loves nothing more in the news to say the bush has come to town. Well, it's all well and good for the bush to come to town and them to hang down at the Cattleman's Bar or work out around the showground. But what do they actually do on the land? What is it that they do day in, day out, and how do they do it? Well, we thought that we would bring a little bit of the bush to the Spotless Stadium, and we have a man who is one of the best in the business. He's working dogs, and he do a sensational job here in the main arena, and he is going to bring a few cattle in, but please make him welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Murray Wilkinson and his team of working dogs.
Hey Sydney, how are we all going there? Hey Tim.
Hey Murray. Hey Jade, I was about to get to you because Murray Wilkinson's brought his dogs, but he's brought his mate along too. Jade, welcome to Sydney. How good is it to have the Easter show and be back here in the state's capital?
Oh, it's beautiful, Tim. It's lovely to see some green grass out here in Spotless Arena. It's pretty drying times where we've come from up in the bush at the moment, and we've had some beautiful rain down here, and now we've got beautiful sunshine, and right in the middle of Spotless Stadium where we love it.
Mate, you've brought Murray down, and Murray's brought you out here because he's got a couple of dogs here that are going to be working for him for the afternoon. And what are we going to see?
Yeah, well, what we're basically going to do is give everyone a bit of a demonstration on what happens in day-to-day life on the land. Murray does this for a living. I used to do it for a living, and we're up in steep country, up in the hills, up at Elliston Pastoral Company. So we're right up in the heads of the Hunter Valley and the base of the Barrington Tops. About 50,000 acres up there. They run about sort of 14,000 head of cattle, and this is their day-to-day job in mustering the cattle and getting them into the yards for either vaccination or off the market. So we're just going to give a bit of a demonstration on what we do. So we've got some lovely black Angus steers out here from Elliston that we've brought down, and we're basically going to show how we're going to go mustering each day and what happens these days with working dogs.
Just before we get on to what's going to happen, can I have Murray's job? Because look how fancy his ute is, mate.
Yeah.
He's one of the fanciest utes I've ever seen.
Yeah, now we take that one up into the scrub and we do a really good job. We haven't even scratched it yet.
I'm sure Terry Gilder from RM Williams would love to hear you taking that ute up into the scrub.
No, big thanks to Terry. It's certainly a beautiful Dodge Ram, and he said if we look after it this week, he'll let us drive it home next week. So we're looking forward to that.
That's coming to my place, but Jade, isn't it?
It's a lovely ute, but we're going to sit the dogs up on there, and Murray will just call the dogs off as he needs them. So we're just going to let the steers run away. So basically we've just ridden out into the paddock. This paddock could be, up to 1,000 acres in size in some places. And these working dogs, Tim, they're as good as 1 or 2 extra men on horses. The work they do, the places they can get to, as I said, we might be up in steep country, might be real scrubby country, might be a lot of gullies, a lot of areas that horse and dog can't get to. And obviously these days a lot of people try a quad runner or a buggy to try and do their mustering, but it just doesn't work. So we're going to show these dogs. So we've ridden up into the paddock and we've spotted these steers, and Murray will send his dogs around to bring them back, and we might have to go through a gateway over on the other side here. What dogs are you going to use first, Murray?
And I'll use Merle and Mambo here to start with.
Hey Jade, I was just thinking, you know how you said this paddock could be 1,000 acres? I just did a quick Google. Did you know that 1,000 acres would be all of the suburb of Homebush and all of the suburb of Parramatta? So girls and boys, just have a think of that for a moment. 1,000 acres could be all of Homebush and Parramatta combined.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a big area, and if you can imagine, hills to go up and down, creeks to go through, you start early in the morning, it could be at least half a day or maybe a full day by the time you leave home to the time you get back with those cattle. So it's a big job for these dogs, but that's all they know. They love going to work day in, day out, and they'll get up and do it again the next day.
So, Jade, he's working 3 dogs out there at the moment. Does each dog have a different whistle or a different command, or do they all sort of work in simultaneous
As
running?
a whole, they've got basic commands that, that you stop, you go, your left and your right. Commands are pretty much the same for all, but Murray's got that much control on his dogs. He could have one dog stopped, he can send another dog, he can bring one dog one way, send another dog another way, and if you can you'll be able to hear Murray whistling his dogs, and that's how he uses these dogs to get them where he wants. So what he's going to try and do is take them down there. So we might be going from one paddock in through another paddock, in through this gateway, and he's going to try and get them to go through that gap over there.
Now, mate, we see the cattle here. They are a lot bigger than those dogs. They have to be pretty brave to be able to stand in front of that cow and say, excuse me, I'm boss.
There we go, and they've just knocked the fence over. That does happen actually out on the land, but no, they certainly got a big heart, Tim. These dogs, for several reasons, as we said, they're fit and they've got a big heart. They go all day, but these dogs might get a bump, they might get a kick, they might get knocked over or run over or trampled on. But they'll get up and they'll keep going, that's for sure. They've certainly got big hearts.
Now, mate, we see the 3 dogs out there. Are they just any old dog you grab from the RSPCA, or are these specifically bred for this job?
No, specifically bred. This is what stockmen use for their work, and it's the same, I guess, as the thoroughbred industry. You want to buy a fast racehorse, you do the best you can to breed to the best horses to see if you can get the best. Now, it's the same with working dogs. As it is with racehorses, you don't always get that. It doesn't always work, but you always try your best to get that. So these dogs are certainly bred. Old Boo out there, the white dog, she's about 10 years old now, and she's bred lots of good working dogs already, and it's a huge market for it at the moment, Tim. The working dog sales are starting, and these dogs are worth a lot of money.
Yeah, so I was just about to say that. For the amount of money they save Elliston Pastoral Company from having to not employ as many men, they must be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, there's several sales on now throughout the year, and these stockmen can go and, buy a young pup, or some people that are just, got a small land, they might go and buy a couple of already dogs that are working already. And look, your average dogs are worth anywhere from sort of $6,000 to $10,000, and obviously your top dogs will make up to $15,000 or $20,000.
That's unbelievable. Well, as the cattle start to leave the arena, mate, Murray gets this life on the land. That's what he gets to do, isn't it? This is his day-to-day job.
That's his day-to-day job. He's got it pretty good, that's for sure.
Hey, Murray, thank you so much for coming down, mate. It's great to have you here. Tell me, do you have a favourite dog out there?
The favourite would have to be Boo. I've had her for a long time, since she's a little tiny pup, so she's 10-year-old now, and she's done a fair few miles. She actually only comes out to come to the show, really. She's retired in the backyard, so.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Those dogs don't give up. They don't care about the round of applause. But I'd ask you to please give Murray and Jade a great big round of applause. But really, the loudest applause of all, those 3 working dogs. and as they make their way off the arena, ladies and gentlemen, please thank Murray Wilkinson, Jade, and those working dogs. Murray is working here on the showground right throughout the show. If you'd like to find out more, catch them around. And we've still got the Isuzu Team D-Max Showtime FMX still to come here in the Spotless Stadium. Well, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, I think it's time to turn up the heat a little bit here in the main arena. They're the much-loved, much-rivalled precision driving team. Ladies and gentlemen, please make them welcome Isuzu Team D-Max. That is right. Isuzu Team D-Max have been the longest running precision driving team anywhere in the country as they make their way around the arena, getting a feel for the track here in the Spotless Stadium. We have the 4 best precision driving team in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, please make them welcome Jack Monkhouse, Dave Shannon, Michael Long and Paul Goodwin. Well, other than a little bit of a fancy sticker job, the best in Toyo tyres, racing seats and a slight modification to the suspension, we are looking at a stock standard 3-litre turbo diesel Isuzu D-Max, and these guys love nothing more than to get them out and run them on the dirt track that we see here today. Now, the precision driving team has been running for many, many years, but this track is one of our tightest tracks around. But hey, how about we throw a handbrake turn in there, whack a foot on the clutch, whip the handbrake around, spin it around, and then throw it into reverse and put it 1 and 3, front and back. And now see how close we can get to your mate in front of you, eyeball to eyeball, bumper to bumper, as they come around the track. This track here is one of the tightest tracks that we perform on, and the guys have had the rain of Wednesday and Thursday, so we have been slipping and sliding like there's no tomorrow. 1 and 3, front and back. Well, facing backwards at the moment, car number 1, that is Jack Monkhouse. And let me tell you a little bit about these guys. Jack Monkhouse, widely regarded as one of Australia's best rally drivers. Jack moved from his hometown down in Adelaide to Sydney over 10 years ago to join the team, and he's calling the shots today. So they're going to separate them out. We're going to go into one of the old-time favourites. It's what we like to call the diamond, but to mix it up a little bit, it's the reverse diamond. So Jack Monkhouse, he's out in front, but he can't see his 3 mates behind him. He's looking over his shoulder. Cars 1 and 2, well, they're side by side. They can see Jack. They can follow him. But what about Paul Goodwin down in car number 4? Our Queensland mate down in car number 4. He's got 2 in front of him. And then he's got Jack as well as they go in the reverse diamond around the Spotless Stadium. Well, the precision driving team has been going together for about 50 years, and it dates back to the Holden Precision Driving Team. A couple of car changes, but they now go here and still performing and entertaining crowds. Hey, look at that. Handbrake turn again, flick it around, and we're going to pull it straight back in to the forward diamond. Now they say if you ain't rubbing, you aren't trying in the precision driving way, and we can see them flicking it around here. And the boys now go into one of our staples. This is where it all started with the diamond. Watch them run around this track here. Now in cars number 2 and 3, we have Dave Shannon and Michael Long, the oldest and the youngest team members. Dave Shannon, well, he has been part of the precision driving team since 1981. Let me just put that into perspective for you, girls and boys. I was born in 1983. I turned 35 years old this year, and Dave Shannon has been driving here for 2 years since before I was born. That's 37 years of experience behind the presentation of the Precision Driving team, and he is still widely regarded as one of the best in the team, and he is one of the world leaders in two-wheel driving, and all going to plan today. We're going to see him up on two wheels a little bit later on. But look at these guys as they come around. Oh no, the Toyo Tyre ramps. 1, 2, 3, 4, up and over. Our Toyo Tyre kicker ramps, of course. We run our Isuzu Team D-Max on the Toyo tyres each and every day. If you want the best in tyres, make sure when you're getting your tyres changed, say, I want the same as the Precision Driving team, and run them on Toyo tyres. Now we can see Jack Monkhouse back out in front. He calls the shots. He knows what's coming up. But look at this. How would you be being in cars 2, 3 or 4? Not only can you not see what's coming up, but Jack's not. He is. He's run them straight in on to the Toyo Tyre kick it ramp for a second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, up and over. Oh, now it is a little bit of what we like to call the cat and mouse, the weave around the arena. Watch where your mate is. Put the foot down. Pedal it out. Keep left. Keep right. You've got to know exactly where you are in the lineup. The boys love this. And you know what always happens when we go into the D-Max weave? The boys always get a little bit quicker. They get a little bit more competitive. Once they start to feel the track here, they start to really throw these utes around and test them as much as they can. Well, it's all well and good to be able to drive fast, but one of the toughest tests for any of our precision drivers is to drive in control. As we go, D-Max dancing. Well, we've told you about Dave Shannon, we've told you about Jack Monkhouse, but we've also got two other drivers out there, and we have the one and only Michael Long. And Michael is 33 years of age. He loves to keep out on his bike riding when he's not in driving. Monster trucks, D-Maxes and everything else. And it is great to have Michael Long, based here in Sydney, as one of our drivers today. And finally, we've got Paul Goodwin, a Queenslander through and through. And Paul still does a heap of advanced driver training instructor, professional stunt driver. And his recent big screen credits, he was one of the amazing drivers in Mad Max and the Maze Runner movies. But come on, Sydney, don't be shy. These guys love nothing more than performing the crowds. Look at that, 4 abreast, 4 on a wheel. But you can go right, can you go left? The D-Max Divas dancing nicely around the arena here at the Spotless Stadium. Well, it's all well and good to be dancing, but one of the staple diets of the precision driving team is two-wheel driving. The issue that we have here is we have one of the best in the world, and he is going to try for a full lap of the arena. Dave Shannon is going to try and put a car on two wheels, but as we know, it is always a fierce competition. And the young gun, Jack Monkhouse, says what Dave can do, I can do as well. We are going to attempt to put 2 D-Maxes onto 2 wheels and do a full lap of the arena. Most people do this on bitumen tracks in a straight line. We are on dirt and we do not have one bit of straight. We've got 1 D-Max up. We've got 2. You watch these drivers as they come around. Two-wheel driving. Grab the photos. Get the likes on Facebook, Instagram. Don't forget to use the hashtag Team D-Max. Dave Shannon out in front. The young gun, Jack Monkhouse. As they come past, come on Sydney. We're going to have to get behind them. Those utes are bouncing. It is rough. This is two-wheel driving at its best. As we said, other than a little bit of change in suspension, We put a stopper there to stop them rolling in, but he's not supporting them at all. Look at these guys. They're halfway there. Hey, Sydney, do we think they can do it? Come on, Sydney. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them some encouragement. Jack's down. Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave. Come on, Sydney. Let's get the chant. Come on, Dave. Let's get him home. He's almost there. He's got the Vincent, Fairfax and Sutter stands to go. 63 years of age, and he's done it. Give him a round of applause. Dave Shannon. As we said before, these drivers perform it normally on bitumen, normally in a straight line. And what an effort for our drivers and our Team D-Max boys. Well, folks, if you've done it earlier, make sure you check out our team website. Jump onto teamdmax.com.au, or as I said just before, Instagram and Facebook pages. And if you've got images from today, make sure you use the Team D-Max hashtag. But ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, please put your hands together for the Isuzu Team D-Max, Jack Monkhouse, Dave Shannon, Michael Long and Paul Goodwin. We love having the boys here. 50 years the Precision Driving team has been going. And what a great effort to have them back in 2018. Well, we've ramped it up. We've gone to the 3-litre Isuzu Team D-Max. And to keep the party going, ladies and gentlemen, please make him welcome the one and only Mr. Tommy G.
We've got out here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have only one very simple question for you, and I want to hear it in your biggest voices. Are you ready to see some action? Well, I have 3 of the best in the business freestyle motocross riders. Let me introduce to you rider number 1. Now, this man over here is an Aussie legend, a household name. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome me back here to Sydney. This is Rocket Robbie Marshall. Rider number 2 following up here, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back out here to the Spotless Arena. This is Kane Saul. And last but not least, this man over here has been that pumped to come back here to the Sydney Royal to show one of the Nitro Circus live feature performers. This is Brad Birch. And as Brad Birch comes on over, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you please welcome back to Sydney the Showtime Freestyle Motocross team. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are only here for a short time, so we want to get as much action out there as possible. So what do you say? Should we keep the show going? Righto, boys, over to you. Let's go. Round number 2. All right. Now, for those of you out there who've never seen freestyle motocross before, it's very, very simple. The more noise you make, the higher, the longer, and the crazier this is going to get. So without any further ado, we're going to hand it over to the boys for one huge round of freestyle motocross. If you like what you see, you go crazy. Here we go. 3 of the best in the business. Showtime FMX. Check it out, Kane Saul. Gets up, pushes that bad boy down. Big KOD there from Kane Saul. They call that the kiss of death. Right behind him, Rocket Rob Dog. Lays it back. Robbie Marshall, hands and feet off at that time. They call that the lazy boy. Brad Birch skipping across the top. Just hanging on to that bad boy by the tip of his fingers. That's what they call a one-handed seat grab. Kane Saul back at it. Gets way off the back there, Sydney. Kane Saul stretching it out. One-hand seat grab. Rugged Rob Dog straight back in. Big tweak double can there from Robbie Marshall, stretching things out. Fantastic day out here at Spotless Stadium. Look out, Brad Birch pushes that one up super tall. Brad Birch Birch. Big handstand up on top of the bars. Big ruler from him. Kane Saul, the big twig double deck. Kane Saul showing that flexibility, looking sweet. Are you enjoying the action so far? Should we keep the party going? You got it, let's go. Brad Birch rolls in. Gets it way over the top. Brad Birch with a huge holy grab. Friendly competition time going now. Robbie Marshall back in. Gets it, turns that thing down. Oh! Sydney. Robbie Marshall turns that thing sideways to the down ramp. Come on, make some noise for him. Alrighty. Well, we've done our style tricks. We've tried to impress you that way. I think it's time we turn this party upside down. What do you say, Sydney Royal Easter Show? Do you want to see a backflip? Check it out, 75 foot. Robbie Marshall, right behind him, whip flip. All the way across the top, upside down and inside out, and check it out, Brad Birch. 1, 2, and 3. Come on, Sydney, stamp those feet, clap your hands, and make some noise for the boys. How good is that? 3 of the best in the business turning this thing upside down. Now, it wasn't that long ago that the backflip wasn't even heard of. These days, these guys have to throw it down every single time they hit that ramp. Talk about pressure. Well, now what are we going to do? We're going to up the ante. This is what we like to call the backflip variations, when you make something dangerous even more dangerous. Kane Saul rolls in, going to hit this bad boy on the big suicide no-hander. Kane Saul floating that thing up across the top, showing why he's one of the best in the business. Make some noise for him, Sydney. Righto. One in the bank, next cab. Rugged Rob Dog, the big heel clicker flip. One guy goes no hands, the other guy goes no feet. A superstar and a legend, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for Robbie Marshall. All right. We got one, we got 2. There's still one in the bank over there. Brad Birch made 2 solid flip tricks here. You're going to have to impress us, champion. Come on, Easter Show. Let's bring Birchie home. Check it out, Brad Birch. Floats that thing 80 feet. Full separation from the Honda CRF. An absolute superstar, and he's right here for you. Come on, Sydney, stamp your feet, clap your hands, and make some noise for the boys. Boys. Now, I tell you what, how good is this? Now, Robbie Marshall, the last couple of days, we've been soaked by rain out here. We had very limited rehearsal time, but today, beautiful Sydney blue skies, can't get much better than this.
That's it, Tommy. We're from the Gold Coast, so we're used to this kind of weather, and we love it. So nothing better than riding in great conditions like we have right now, and us boys are keen to throw down and go bigger. So you guys are doing pretty good at getting nice and loud, but I reckon you can get a bit louder. What do you reckon?
Okay, hang on a minute. Now, Sydney Royal, the boys here, they're ready to put on a huge show, but you know what? They're not going to do it unless you want to see it. So, Sydney, do you want to see some more? You got it. Let's go, boys. Now, these guys are full-time professional freestyle motocross riders. It's what they do for a living. They get to ride around the country and indeed the globe, doing what they love, hanging out together, riding together, and they're great mates too. How good is that? Now, what does that mean for you? It means you get to reap the benefits. Now, if you've got a camera phone, you might want to get that bad boy out right now, because not only are we going to send one of the best, we're going to send 1, 2, 3 of the best in the business at the very same time. Let's send them in. It is FMX train time. Check it out. You got 1. You got 2. And you got 3. Progression train from the boys. Seat grab, rock solid, holy grab. Now, why do they call that the train? It's pretty simple, because if the guy in front falls over, that means everybody falls over. Lucky these guys are the best in the business and they know what they're doing. Now, if you missed that one just then and you got a camera phone, this is your opportunity. The boys going to let these bad boys fly right out here in the beautiful sunshine of Sydney Royal Show. 1, 2, 3, let's go, boys. Check it out right here and now, Sydney. Backflip, turn down, backflip, 1, 2, and 3. Showing why they are the best in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you please put your hands together for the Showtime Freestyle Motocross team? Oh, fantastic job, boys. What a great day it is out here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, a beautiful Saturday, and we've got a massive show here tonight. I've got to tell you, one of the best shows I've ever seen here at the Sydney Royal Show, so stick around for tonight. But for now, get out of here, boys. We're done. Come on, we're going to go. What are you doing? You want to go again? Well, I don't know. I think we might have to check with the good people of the Sydney Royal. What do you say, folks? Do you want to see one more? You got it. Let's go, boys. One more time. Now, straight after the show, folks, right behind Subway over here, we're going to have the boys out there signing some posters, giving away some free stuff. If you'd like to get a photo with any of the stars from Showtime FMX, come on out and see us right behind Subway on the upper concourse over here. But if you don't have the take-home package on that camera yet, we're going to bring the boys in here for you one time. Righto, boys, let's go. They are the best in the business, ladies and gentlemen. They are the Showtime Freestyle Motocross team. 3 of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, folks. Would you please thank Mr. Kane Saul, Robbie Marshall, and Brad Birch. My name's Tommy G, the MC. Make sure you come on up and see the boys right behind Subway up there on the upper concourse, signing some autographs, giving away some posters and taking some photos. My name's Tommy G, the MC, and we'll see you tonight.
Sydney, give him a round of applause. Hey, Tommy G, thanks, mate. What a scholar he is. He says 3 of the nicest. They're 4 of the nicest guys. And, boy, make sure you do go and grab a signing from them because they are really nice guys to meet. Well, coming up this afternoon at 3:25, we're going to change it up and we've got...